Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about nucleus, observation of the nucleus in human cheek cells. So, nucleus, as you know already, it is discovered by Robert Brown in the year 1831. To observe the nucleus in cheek cells, we need these following materials. And here, 1% of methylene blue. It is used to stain the cells. So, if you use this staining, the cells will be appear in a blue color. So let us see the procedure. So first we have to wash our mouth, and we need to scrap a little inner lining of the mouth by using a toothpick or ice cream spoon or any spatula, and we have to put it on the glass slide for some time, and we have to add a drop of water. We need to add a drop of water, and then we need to add 1% of the methylene blue solution and cover it with a cover slip, and you please remove or wipe off the extra stain by using a blotting paper. And after removing the excess amount of the water from the slide, we have to add glycerin. Then we need to cover it with a cover slip, and if you observe it under the microscope, you will see the structure like this. These are the cheek cells. Inside we can see a dark staining body called nucleus, and semi-liquid portion is called cytoplasm. Outer membrane is called cell membrane. Here there are some questions. What was the shape of the cells? So the shape of the cells are irregular. There is no comparison or there is no similarity between any of two cells. Were these cell structures similar to the structure of onion peel? No. Was there any darkly colored spherical or oval dot-like structure near the center of the cell? Yes, that is nucleus. And here nucleus name is given by Robert Brown in the year 1831. Okay, the function of the nucleus is controls the all cellular activities. That's why it is known as cells control room. So here the nucleus is the largest and most distinct of all cell organelles, means we can see very easily by using electron microscope. Okay, so here when Schleiden and Schwann proposed the cell theory, they discussed about the nucleus also, and then based on the presence or absence of nucleus, the cells are divided into two types: prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. See here, prokaryotic cell. Prokaryotic cell means there will be genetic material but there is no nuclear membrane. And primitive bacteria are the best examples for these prokaryotic cells. And we can add cyanobacteria. Next one, blue-green algae, cyanobacteria also best examples. Next one, eukaryotic cells, the cells which possess a dark staining body, prominent nucleus, they are called eukaryotic cells. The main difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells are, in prokaryotic cell there is no prominent nuclear membrane, but in eukaryotic cell there is a organized nucleus. Organized means well developed and well designed nucleus is found. And next one, here they gave some of the examples. Red blood cells in some mammals. Phloem sieve tubes, means phloem sieve tubes are present in plants. These two are the best examples that they do not have the nucleus. Okay, and then it regulates and controls all the functions of the cell, and also it determines the organisms. So as it contains genetic material, this genetic material is responsible to transmit the characters from one generation to another generation, means it is involving in inheritance of the characters. It is involving in inheritance of the characters. If you see the structure of a nucleus, nucleus is covered by two membranes, outer membrane and inner membrane. These two are called as nuclear membrane or nuclear envelope. Inside there is a nucleoplasm. Inside the nucleoplasm there is a nucleolus. So this nuclear membrane, it gives or it splits into it splits into gaps. These are called nuclear pore, through which the materials will comes out of the nucleus into the cytoplasm and goes into the nucleoplasm from the cytoplasm. Okay, and then it contains genetic material which is responsible for the transmitting of characters from one generation to another generation. Next, see children, cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is, it is already I told you, it is a combination of 96% of water and remaining percent is organic salts, nutrients and some of the pigments, like carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins, minerals. These all are present inside the cytoplasm. And after the plasma membrane, cell organelles are embedded or they are present only in cytoplasm. Cytoplasm means between the cell membrane and nuclear membrane portion is called cytoplasm. Okay, and then protoplasm. What is the main difference between cytoplasm and protoplasm? Means cytoplasm means it is only present between the plasma membrane and nuclear membrane or nucleomembrane, nuclear envelope. Protoplasm means cytoplasm plus nucleus is called protoplasm. That's why this protoplasm is also known as life fluid. Actually, here cell fluid they are calling na, cytoplasm is cell fluid, protoplasm is life fluid. Protoplasm is life fluid. The fluid inside the nucleus is called nuclear fluid or nucleoplasm. Okay children, and then cell organelles. If you see the cytoplasm, there will be many cell organelles like mitochondria, plastids, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, lysosomes and vacuole. In detail we'll study in the next class. You please prepare well and get ready for the exam. Stay home, drink plenty of water and don't waste your time children. So please obey to your parents. Be good, do good, get good. Okay, thank you.